So yeah, gosh, they had a fallback of a season, just not a good season. Tell us a little bit about it, Street.
Yeah, this was not a good year for West Virginia. They've been in the conference for a few years now, and with all these teams coming in, they had hopes that they were going to be a good team in the upper half of the conference this year. Neil Brown in his sixth season, they had the first game of the season was very, very highly anticipated. Pat McAfee, who obviously is a West Virginia alumni, hosted his show on that Friday before the first week of the season. They were hosting Penn State. Everybody was all fired up, and then they lost 37-12.
Yeah,
They
absolutely smoked.
Yeah. So West Virginia had kind of been trapped in this lull where they would win 5, 6, 7 games pretty much every year since they've been in the Big 12. And then last year they improved and they were 9-4. And so they were really hoping that this season was going to be another good season. Unfortunately, they ended up finishing 6-7. That included a 42-37 loss to Memphis in the Frisco Bowl. And Coach Neil Brown got fired before the bowl game at the end of the season. Chad Scott coached them in the bowl game. Defense was just really bad. They fired their defensive coordinator mid-season, and it didn't get any better. They were 111th in total defense, really, really mostly thanks to horrible pass defense, 126th in the country, 110th in scoring defense, 98th in sacks, 118th in interceptions, and 118th in turnovers.
Just bad.
Just really bad on defense, like not doing anything to help them out.
No, not really much good that we can say about West Virginia this past year. I mean, like we talked about earlier, they got smoked by Penn State. They lost to Pitt, their biggest rival, and didn't have any real good wins to show for themselves. The best thing that they had going for them this year was they rehired Rich Rod.
Right. Yeah, this team, they just didn't really have any stars. Like, they didn't have any standout players on offense, any standout players on defense. The losses were bad, and their fan base, which is a pretty loyal fan base, just lost faith in their coach. They wanted him gone, and he was fired. And now they're turning to Rich Rodriguez, who's coming back to Morgantown after, being gone multiple stops on the way, Michigan, Arizona, a couple other places. And we'll see if they can rekindle the magic that they had, back in 2005, 2006.
Yeah, it's working for Rutgers.
It is. Shiama's doing a good job there.
Do you think Rich Rod can rekindle the success? Is he going to go clone Pat White and Steve Slayton?
I don't know. He's been up and down in his time gone. He had a couple good years at Michigan, some bad years at Michigan. He had a couple good years at Arizona, some bad years at Arizona. He's just been kind of up and down. And it's been almost 20 years since he was the hot name in the college coaching world that almost got the job at Alabama. So we'll see if he can come back home to his alma mater and right the ship. They certainly have support, having Pat McAfee as their biggest supporter and on TV every week and talking about them a lot certainly helps. I think that's
Nick Saban.
And yeah, but I mean, McAfee on his show every day kind of has helped grow their image with the young folks. Obviously, Nick Saban went there and is on game day as well. But this was a bad year for them. They fired their coach, and there just wasn't much memorable about this season. I gave them a C-.
Yeah, definitely a season to forget. And I gave them a C- as well.
So because they did make a bowl game, but they ended up losing and ended up with a losing record, they get a C+ for their record grade. And their final grade in 2024 from the Nitro Show, West Virginia Mountaineers get a grade of a C-.
West by God, Virginia.